Very late Smackdown review show. Yeah, so this is the second one that I've done on a Saturday night. And like I said last week, the reason that I'm doing it. Hi, Johnny, straight away, you all right? Yeah, the reason I'm doing it now is because basically I cannot do it on Friday nights because of my son and Mrs. Blah, 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 blah. I won't say the same thing again. So, yeah, we're going to be doing the SmackDown review show probably every Friday. Every Friday. It's a good start, isn't it? Every Saturday at this sort of night, at this sort of time, basically. First things first, I'll talk about this later as well. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who, let me just adjust that a little bit. There we go. I just wanted to say thank you very much to everyone who watched the Hard Light A Night of Dark Electronica. If you don't know, basically, if you're not a regular subscriber, I did my first live sort of, I don't know, live streaming gig, I guess, at the Fox and Newt pub on Burley Road, which is in Leeds, if you don't know. And it was for, well, Dark Electronica, basically. So, massive shout out straight away to A Short Dark Stranger, Mr. Cabaret Chris for inviting me. Thank you to Silk Circus, who are awesome. Thank you to Transient, that was an amazing set. And big props to Deerface as well. Really, really enjoyed that. I'll if you go onto the video because it's being processed out by YouTube, it'll give all like the hashtags and all that business, and I'll put in links and stuff. But I'll speak about that a bit more later because this is actually a wrestling show. So yeah, first of all, swig of water for the working man. I'll be talking about them tomorrow as well. Hopefully not in a very angry mood. Anyway, so SmackDown last night. Again, I think the show was actually better than last week's as a whole show, if you see what I mean, because the last couple of SmackDowns and Raws, they've kind of started really hot and ended really hot, and the middle bit has been a word rhyming with right, basically. Let's just put it like that. But yeah, I thought this show was overall, it was more compact and it was more levels enjoyable. I mean, it wasn't as exciting as last week's, but there were a lot of cool things that happened. So I'll start off with the Brock Lesnar thing because Brock came back. Well, obviously he's already been back, but I believe this is the first time he'd spoken. Because I don't think he's spoken on the attacks on Cena as of yet. So Brock comes in the ring, does his usual at the start, and he gets in the ring and he's about to talk, and all of a sudden R-Truth, aka Ron Killings, comes out, and he goes to Brock Lesnar, and those two have what I can only describe as the most bizarre, funny, hilarious, weird promo segment that I've possibly ever seen. It was really, really odd, but good odd. Let me just have a look. Hi Marley, how you doing, mate? You're all right. But yeah, it was just full of like. There was one bit where Truth was basically going on about, oh, you've disrespect my little brother John Cena, blah blah blah, and then Brock goes, hold it, I don't even know who you are. Like full Thanos vibes. I don't even know who you are. And he just kept saying, who are you? Are you John Cena's little brother? I'm just trying to look at some of the lines that he said. He actually, when he said little brother, Brock said, how old are you? And I think it was funny because Ron Killings is obviously a very, very funny bloke and very charismatic, and Brock is a very good straight man when he wants to be. And I think that's just why it works a lot. I thought it was hilarious. I mean, what it had to do with him and Cena having a match, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's so Cena can get revenge for R-Truth as well. But I mean, Cena's down to what is it, 7 or 8 dates? So, yeah, just going off on a tangent a little bit. The reason I'm a bit concerned about the Brock thing with Cena is I hope this isn't it for Cena. As in, I hope it's not just a whole program worked with Brock. I'm starting to suspect it could actually be a whole program with Brock, to be honest. Because obviously they've got WrestlePalooza. I think Cena's on Raw this coming week because he's only got Monday Night Raws now, so they've got that. Then they've got the Australia thing, which is next month, I think, late next month or early November. And then Cena's, I think, a couple more Raws, and then he's back for literally what 2 or 3 dates, late November and obviously the last two in December. To be honest, you'd struggle to get a program out of Cena and Brock on with the 7 or 8 appearances for Cena that they've got now. So my thing is, are they going to be able to start anything else with Cena? I honestly don't know. I mean, my thing, as the subscribers will know, is I've got this insane idea. I would love to see John Cena have his last match against Joe Hendry, which I know a lot of people will disagree with, and fine, fair enough. Let me just have a look. Radu Andri. Hi, Radu. How you doing, mate? You all right? Thanks for joining. I would love John Cena's last match to be against Joe Hendry. I can't see that happening. I mean, I would have liked him to have put someone over like Bron Breakker or Jacob Fatu, but for various reasons, that is obviously not going to happen now. Jacob's not as hot as he was, and Bron Breakker obviously is under Seth Rollins essentially, so it's going to look a bit daft if he's the one that beats Cena. Whether there's a chance for it to be Roman Reigns, I don't know, because obviously he's already been through Punk, Randy Orton, obviously Cody, and those were the big three that everyone wanted him to face. I mean, there is still Roman. But other than that, I suppose it's like the Undertaker situation. Like who is legitimate enough to be seen as tough last ever match? And with the current roster, unfortunately, I mean, I think he's done Jey Uso in a tag. He's done. Well, yes, that's fine. You're entitled to your opinion. Yeah, he's obviously he's done Jey Uso as a tag, and obviously he's done Logan Paul. I mean, you look at the rest of the roster. Is there anyone else who's going to be legit? I honestly don't know, to be completely honest. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But anyway, so yeah, we had the Brock Lesnar segment. Next thing was, and if you're wondering why I'm always turning, by the way, I always say this. I am old, as JP's just pointed out. Thank you for that, man. And my memory's a bit fuzzy, and I can't always remember everything. So I've got this handy little book. Yes, no expense spared, obviously, on this show. That was the other thing as well. So when Brock finally attacks R-Truth and puts him in the F5, he split his pants, which I thought he was going to no-sell, but I loved the way that he actually just bought into it, and he was basically, pardon my language, but he was showing the audience his arse, and where it's split and stuff and doing twerking. I thought it was brilliant. It's a bit weird actually with Brock, because there were people booing him, but there were a lot of people cheering him as well, and when he did the split arse pants thing, he was kind of shaking people's hands in the crowd, and I'm like, well, what are we doing here? Are we doing like a face versus face, or what's the deal? I don't know. I'm sure Brock will play it heel, but it's maybe maybe he'll do something where he gives Cena his respect, and they'll not shake hands, because that's not Brock's character, but maybe they'll do something on them lines. Genuinely, I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. But I would like Cena to have ideally another couple of matches other than Brock, is what I'm getting at, but I just don't think there's time. I actually think Brock Lesnar might be John Cena's last opponent, and I wouldn't be surprised now if it's maybe 2 more Brock Lesnar matches and maybe 1 last match with someone that we don't know. I don't know, maybe Roman comes back for the November one and he has a match there. Maybe Cena's at Survivor. I don't think he's at Survivor Series, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah. So after that, we had a segment with Sami Zayn and Rey Fenix. They had the first match on Smackdown, and I have to say, I wasn't expecting to be saying this, to be honest, because when I looked at Rey Fenix and Sami Zayn, it's like, yeah, I like both of them, but then I'm not crazy over with both. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Sami, but he wouldn't be in my top sort of 10 wrestlers that I like worldwide. But the match those two lads had was golden. It was absolutely freaking awesome. To me, it was a perfect pro wrestling match. I would go as far as to give it a 9 or a 10 out of 10. I thought it was absolutely sensational. Some of the moves that Phoenix was doing, um, holds that Sami Zayn was putting on. I mean, like I said, I can't describe it as well as the match. Basically, I would just urge you to go and see the match because it honestly was so good. And the shout out to the referee as well. And I don't usually say that with pro wrestling matches, but he was really good, especially with the counts. There was one when he went 1, 2, 3. Canvas is here, and his hand is literally just there. It was such a good free count. Really impressive. Really enjoyed it. Um, so yeah, shout out to both blokes. I mean, Sammy obviously won the match, so he's still the IC champ. And obviously he's kind of put Phoenix over. Now, the reason I've just found out that Ray Phoenix was in that match and he's a single, because I was thinking to myself, why is Ray Phoenix going for like individual gold when he's in a tag team with Andrade? Well, it turns out that Andrade has been, depending on what you hear or believe, released, agreed to let go, or been fired. So yes, we've actually just lost Andrade. I think it was. Oh God, what's that guy's name? Is the sort of American Mexican lad who gets a lot of the interviews with WWE. Adrian Hernandez, I think his name is. I've subscribed to his channel. He's quite cool actually. And he basically just put on his feed like, yeah, Andrade's been let go. And it's like, oh, okay, fair enough. That's a bit weird. I just wonder I mean, obviously we've had no news on Andrade, but I mean, obviously, look, it's nothing to do with me, and it's the man's personal private business. But he did go there to be with his wife, who is now no longer his wife. And again, it's none of my business. Couldn't care less. Their business, nothing to do with me. But I mean, I can't imagine if I divorced my wife, I would be hugely keen on working with her on, and especially working with her on the same show, the same building. So yeah, I don't know. Oh, here's an interesting question. How much is 1 litre of milk in your town? Probably about £1.30, mate. Yeah. Well, that's not really a wrestling question, but fine, fair enough. Yeah, so we don't have Andrade anymore, is long story short. I just wonder whether they might have Ray Phoenix team with Penta as the Lucha Brothers like they did in AEW, because obviously I think they've crossed over once since they've both been there, but I don't think they've tagged or anything like that unless I'm missing a Raw. I've got a feeling I might be missing a Raw. They might have had some sort of interaction. Either way, because obviously Penta's kind of in a bit of a holding pattern. He's doing stuff, but he's not having a consistent feud unless they are now going to pair him off with Rusev for a couple of months. I don't know, but some wrestlers drink milk, don't they? They do. There used to be a campaign in America called, what was it, Got Milk, and there were loads of wrestlers that had it. They used to have milk on the moustaches. It was a bit weird. Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised at all if we're going to get some sort of Lucha Brothers thing for maybe a couple of months. Maybe they get the tag team straps or something. I don't know, but Ray Phoenix is too good to waste and let him leave. Yeah, it's kind of a wrestling question, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, mate, probably £1.30, I think, that we get from our local shop just around the corner, possibly. I do like milk as well, it's very nice. Yeah, but honestly, like, if you haven't seen that match anyway, go and see it because it was absolutely freaking awesome. Like, great. I can't do it enough justice by describing it. It was really cool. What happened next? I was just going to mention about Sami Zayn. I don't know if it's me being a bit of a conspiracy theorist, and a bit of an old wrestling nerd, as JP's just pointed out. I think Zayn might be turning heel. There are a couple of subtle things in that match where I'm like, it's a bit healing. There wasn't anything like super tagged where he's done something while he's told the crowd to like get lost and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. There was just a couple of times when he went a little bit heelish with his reactions, so um, I maybe think that they might do that. I mean, whether that's got something to do with Karrion Kross coming back, I don't know. I mean, Cross is pretty busy at the minute. If you don't watch the Indies, he's in a feud with Matt Cardona, I think, at the minute. I don't know if that's in GCW or anything like that, but he's got some sort of feud going with him on like social media, and they had some sort of altercation a few weeks ago, I think it was. So yeah, whether it's anything to do with carrying long term, I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. Um, yeah, so this is where the program went a bit wonky for me. We had this whole section with Julia and BFAB, and I keep forgetting the woman's damn name, the one who's the lawyer. Is it Nikita James? I think it is. And also Meechin. Yeah, those two segments bored the hell out of me. I've got to be honest. So my lad who watches it with me is of the same opinion that we like BFAB, we like Julia. His dad likes Nikita James a lot. I'll just leave it at that. We like Meechin and we like Selena Vega. And we think they're all very talented wrestlers, but they are as bland as unbuttered toast. And I know it's really, really harsh. I just saw Selena Vega the other week at WWE Leeds. She's obviously a fantastic worker. Like, technically, she's flawless. Absolutely brilliant. Fantastic wrestler. Nothing wrong with wrestling whatsoever. But not her personality, because I've seen Zelina on her channel and she's really, really like, fun and engaging. She's a geek like me. She likes video games. She likes horror stuff. There's a lot of personality that girl's got, but in terms of the personality WWE give her and people like Beef and Meechin, they're as dull as dishwater. They really are. So with booking head on, I would actually throw those three women together and I would have BFAB, Meechin, and Zelina Vega, and I'd have some sort of angle where I don't know off the top of my head where they are just kicking the living crap out of other women on the roster. They're all dressed in black or whatever, and they're just like, give us our TV time, and we're the outcasts and blah, blah, something along them lines, basically. And then maybe they get a leader of some kind who's not being used, maybe. I mean, for example, maybe they all work under Bailey or something. I don't know. Or what's face comes back. I've forgotten her name, so temporarily I've just missed that off. But yeah, I would. Who would? Oh, Zoe Stark. That's it. So maybe Zoe Stark comes back and they can have like a whole group who aren't being used well by WWE, and at least that would. You can do it on social media, you have them going in different companies, the usual thing. One of them turns up on TNA, the other one turns up at house show, the other one turns up at an indie. They do it all on social media, same thing as Cross, etc., etc. Something along them lines, I don't know, but those four women, not Julia because she's going to be brilliant, but and definitely Thingy James, whose name I will remember one day. That they all need a gimmick and they need it fast, because if not, I see them all being future endeavours very, very quickly, and it's a shame because they are really good workers, but they just aren't engaging. And to have basically two segments with that, I mean, that thing as well with BFAB and Julia, I mean, it wasn't even a match. She got attacked with a handbag or something along them lines, and I'm just like, well, what is this? This is rubbish. And then Meechin comes in, and it just makes BFAB look stupid at the end of the day. I'm not buying this James gimmick either of like a lawyer, because I mean, lawyers don't. Well, for a start, lawyers don't dress like that. They wear business suits, and that, I'm not commenting on her appearance or anything like that. By the way, I mean as in her. How do I put it? The clothes that she's wearing, lawyers, male or female, I would expect to be wearing some kind of business suit type thing, and it just isn't a business suit. So I don't know. I just think it's very, very daft, and also I don't get the connection with Julia. I don't think Julia needs a person. I mean, obviously she can't speak excellent English, but she can speak enough English to get by. She probably speaks better English than maybe than EO. And EO's English is fantastic, so I just didn't think it was necessary at all. I mean, unless you have someone like a Paul Heyman or someone like that who takes Julia under his wing, but obviously you can't really do that because you've got Bex now in the Vision. So yeah, I don't know, but then Julia needs to be removed from that situation because it's dragging her down. That's all I wanted to say. Anyway, then there was this really weird promo with Uncle Howdy, and all of a sudden he's now not wearing his like sort of face guard, as in his mask, and it wasn't with the rest of the Wyatts as well. It was just with him and Rowan, and there was this really weird thing. I don't know if it was just me, but Uncle Howdy was speaking, and then all of a sudden Rowan's in the background. He sort of just pushes him aside, and he starts talking. And it's probably just me nitpicking and stuff, but I'm kind of just like, why would the leader of the group be pushed aside by his, like, I don't know, assistant person? I don't know. I just thought that was really, really weird, to be honest. It's the fact that they're talking about the Street Profits, and like, no offense to the Street Profits, but by now, obviously, we've had the Wyatt family for what, just over a year, I think, maybe 14 months. Obviously, they were written off for about 4 or 5 months because WWE didn't know what to do with them, essentially. But I just thought with the tags, that would be for a few months, and then they'd move on to their main feud, like, I don't know, for argument's sake, Gunther or Punk just for a couple of months, or I don't know, AJ Styles or something like that, where it's like like a big name, so not like right at the top of the card, but big enough so it puts them over, kind of thing. And they're still in the tags, and the trouble is with the tags, obviously you've got the two lads who are the champions, but it's not really getting Uncle Howdy over, which is a bit weird. But I think Uncle Howdy needs to be booked into a singles feud, and he needs to take the whole Wyatt family with it. I mean, for me at the moment, and they're on the wrong shows, I think they could do some really good work with the Judgment Day, because they've got roughly the same sort of as many members. I mean, obviously, that if when Liv comes back, there'd be 3 women versus just Nikki Cross, so that's not super helpful. But there's ways and means around it. At the end of the day, you could just have Nikki Cross facing all 3 women or something like that, and then you've got enough lads. You could have Balor against Uncle Howdy. I don't know, Dexter Loomis versus JD McDonough, which is probably a really good match, and you could have loads of angles and this, that, and the other. And there's enough for them to do a feud for 2 or 3 months. I don't know, but it's the only real stable where they're all going to get something to do. Unless you have them on SmackDown against the MFTs, and again, I don't wish to be rude. And if you like Solo Sikoa, that's great, that's awesome. He's not a bad bloke at all. He's a very, very good wrestler, but I just don't like. I don't like the stable, and I just don't like Solo's gimmick. I just look in retrospect. I really wish Solo had just stopped with Roman for as long as possible, and maybe they'd brought someone else in after Roman, because I just don't buy Solo as a number one. His group is not interesting in the slightest, and yeah, I just think it's bland. But yeah, what they do with the Wyatts from there, I don't know. But yeah, they're still working with the Street Profits, who are teasing some sort of implosion. So who knows? We'll have to wait and see. After that, there was an Alistair Black promo, that's kind of also getting a bit repetitive now. I mean, this thing with Damian Priest, it's probably only going on for 6 weeks, but it's dragging, and it seems like it's been like about 3 or 4 months. And like I said, I criticised the decision to have Alistair Black go heel as quickly as he did. I would have just kept him a babyface. To be honest, Alistair Black's one of those for me. I've kind of got this thing at the moment where there's quite a few heels that should be baby faces and vice versa. I mean, Alistair Black's definitely one of them for me. I just think he works better as an anti-hero. Just him as an arsehole heel. I just don't know. I just don't really buy it that much. But I think he's got a really good character and stuff. But I would just have him as like an edgy baby face, basically, is what I'd do. But that's just me. Yeah, so after that, the next match was, I think we only had 4 matches actually. Next match was Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton. Now, I just wanted to give a shout out to both women um, for the vast improvement on that shambolic match that they had last time. So I don't want to be rude, but I did not enjoy the first match they had at all. I thought, to be honest, I thought it sucked. I thought it was really, really bad. This one was a hell of a lot better. It was actually quite enjoyable in a lot of ways. Not sure about the double count out decision. It was like a bit of a cheap way to end it. I mean, if you're gonna have a resolution to it and you're not going to put the belt on Jade, just have Stratton win. Or have someone come in and distracts Jade, and then at least she's got an excuse. Double counts, that feels a bit cheap to me. Yes, the match was a hell of an improvement, but it wouldn't have taken a great deal. But yeah, I thought it was much, much better, much better. But to be honest, I would be separating Tiffany. There are another two that's just not working for me at the minute. I would have Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill go with other partners. So I don't even know. Maybe you could throw Bailey in there or something like that. Maybe Bailey comes back against Tiff. And I don't know. Jade Cargill works with. I don't know, transfers to Raw and she works with Oscar or something like that. I don't know. Works with Charlotte for a little bit because I mean that's the trouble with Jade because she's so athletically gifted and like big and stuff. There's not really many women that she can. I won't say not many women that she can work with, but there's not really that much of an exciting matchup for her. I mean, the big money match for me is Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill. That has got to happen at some point. Um, and again, the trouble is with both women as well. I really like Stratton, but she's a heel. It's as simple as that, Tiffany Stratton. And I don't mean that as in a personality. She seems like a very nice girl outside of wrestling, but she is a heel. Everything about her personality, everything about her look, everything. And that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. Tiffany Stratton just screams heel to me personally. Jade, you're gonna have to work on her character a bit because she's turning a bit bland as well. Um, she'd probably be a heel for me as well, to be completely honest. I mean, they're trying to make Oscar a heel on Raw, and again, I don't like Oscar as a heel. I would just like her as a babyface, to be honest. So yeah, I think they could do us doing something a bit with the women's division in general. And maybe switch some of the people around because they've got a hell of a lot of talent in there, and they like the matchups at the minute just aren't working with a lot of people. I mean, they've got Rhea just wandering around the backstage at the minute, and I'm like, well, what's going on with Rhea? And then Stephanie Vaquer's not been on TV for about a month, and then all of a sudden it's like, yay, WrestlePalooza next week. She's going to be fighting Io Sky, and you're like, yeah, I'd be more excited if I'd seen her for the last 3 months. You know what I mean? So, yeah, but the match was an improvement, but I really hope that's the end of both of them two at least for a while. After that, there was a bit with Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio because they were promoting Worlds Collide. I've not watched that yet. I'm going to try and watch it, but I do know that Dom Mysterio went over against Vikingo, so I think he's now the AAA World Champion. So he's the IC and the AAA champ now. Oh god, yeah, no, of course he's the IC. I've been saying Sami Zayn's the bloody IC. Sami Zayn holds the United States title. Very, very sorry. If you're listening to this on YouTube, sounds by the way, when I've actually recorded it and it's a video, yeah. There's that wrestling chant of he's something up, so I've something up there, basically. Yes, they had some sort of like back and forth. Like I said, I haven't seen Worlds Collide, so I don't know what's just happened just yet. And then there was a bit with the Carmelo Hayes challenging Sami Zayn for next week. Again, I'm not too high on him at the minute. This thing with him and the Miz, I like both of them, but again, it's just a bad combination. It just doesn't work for me. It's like they've just thought, right, what can we do with the Miz and what can we do with Mello? And it's like, yeah, let's just jam them together and see what happens, and we'll throw this at the wall and see if it sticks. And for me, it's just, I mean, to be honest, there's a part of me being a bit older. I would love the Miz to get another run, but at the top of the card, but I just think it's far too late. I mean, The Miz obviously now is in media and stuff. Is he even going to be bothered about being the champion? And the amount of money that bloke's now making for doing American Gladiators and doing Mr. and Mrs. and all that business that he's got going on the outside, I'd probably suggest he's not actually that bothered anymore. But I would like to see him give it another run, but I don't think it's going to happen now. So yeah, next week we're going to get Sami Zayn versus Mello. Obviously, they're pointing at some sort of big falling out between those two, so they'll work a program for a little bit and go from there. But I do worry about Mello unless he can show a little bit more personality for me. And obviously, he's a fantastic wrestler. I mean, talent and ability wise, he's fine, but I don't want to say future endeavour this time next year. But if there hasn't been a great deal of improvement, I would imagine that we're going to be getting to that stage basically. Lots of water. I always need lots of water. Not a professional mate at all. And obviously we ended with the Drew McIntyre and the Randy Orton match. Now, I know some people, this might not be some people's cup of tea, maybe the younger generation, possibly, I don't know. I thought that match was fantastic. I really, really enjoyed it. And the reason is it was just like an old style, proper pro wrestling match. Both big blokes, both giving and taking no quarter. It was hard hitting. They were beating each other up. It looked convincing. I love the way that Orton picked a body part, worked on it. Randy Orton's selling, by the way, I have to say, out of any single WWE wrestler at the minute, Randy Orton's selling of his injuries is brilliant at the minute. And he's just come on leaps and bounds. And he's so good. You can tell Orton's good because you could put him in a feud with anyone in the company. There we go. Randy Orton versus Uncle Howdy. It's got legs as well because obviously he fought Bray. He's got a built-in story. There you go. That's who Uncle Howdy should wrestle. Anyway, I'll go back to my point. You could put Randy Orton basically with anyone on the male roster, and he will make it work. That's how good the guy is. I mean, he just looks fantastic. I mean, he looked better than he did 20 years ago. I thought the match was fantastic. I loved the way that Drew then nailed in on his zeroed in. Nailed in? Okay. Zeroed in the body part as well. I thought he was really hard, really aggressive. Yeah, I just thought the match was really, really good. Really enjoyed it. And I just loved this. It was just like the simple old school distraction of like Orton's about to punt Drew. Drew moves to the side, and then Orton ends up nearly hitting the referee. He goes, whoa, and then Drew hits him with a claymore from out of nowhere. So Randy's got the excuse of why he lost, and he still looks vaguely strong. And then Drew McIntyre actually gets a good win against a very, very good wrestler. So all around, I thought, yeah, I was really pleased that Drew went over him because he's taken a lot of losses in the last 5 or 6 months. I mean, where he was this time last year to where he is now, it's night and day. It's such a shame for Drew. He was on the cusp of doing really, really well, and since obviously he's left the CM Punk feud, I mean, he's had bits and pieces. Well, obviously he's had the thing with Damian Priest, which was okay, but you could tell it didn't really help both blokes. I don't think either of them wanted that spot, to be honest, but obviously there wasn't a great deal left for them to do, and Drew's kind of just been used as a bit part. Obviously he was in that ridiculous Jelly Roll match, which never should have happened. It was absolutely ridiculous, in my opinion. But yeah, no, he's hopefully they're reheating him now. He's got a big future on the card. But yeah, after the match, Drew's then about to, I think he was about to punt Randy Orton, and then all of a sudden Cody's music hits, and Cody comes out and basically cleans house and says, "I'll see you at WrestlePalooza." So yeah, Cody is basically back. This is super annoying, and I know Cody's got a really good excuse because I'm a father and Cody's just become a father. Congratulations, Cody. And congratulations to Brandy, and I hope your baby's doing well. However, upstairs at the minute, I have a very excitable, lovable 12-year-old child, well, nearly 12, who loves Cody Rhodes. And because I live in Leeds, I booked tickets for us to see WWE Leeds, and confidently said to my son, this is like 5 or 6 months beforehand, don't worry, son, we'll get to see Cody Rhodes with these tickets. And he said, hooray, Dad, yes. And then I discovered to my horror that Cody had been storyline written out just before the European tour. And then I found out that him and Brandy were expecting a baby, and that Cody would not be attending the European tour. And it was then left to my vaunted wife to explain to a very upset son that Cody would not actually be with us. So, yes. And that was only 2 or 3 weeks ago, and now Cody's wrestling again. And it's just like, can't write it, you can't write it. But he was having a baby with his wife. I guess that's kind of a good excuse, to be fair to him. Anyway, so yeah, that was basically it for SmackDown. Like I said, there was the Dom Mysterio thing. Now, he's now a double champ, so I don't know if they're going to be putting Vikingo into Monday Night Raw now or anything like that, or whether Dom's going to have just be the double champ for a little bit. So there was that. But I just wanted to, before I end this, just talk about WrestlePalooza. So after the Cody victory, the matches that we've got now are Cena Brock, Stephanie Vickers and Io Sky. We've got Bex, Seth versus AJ and CM Punk. We've got the Usos against the Bronze, and now we've got Cody against Drew McIntyre. Now, actually, I was a bit worried about WrestlePalooza because I was like, I'm not sure about that, to be honest. Fair play, that's a pretty decent card, to be honest. Can't argue. Now, I don't know if how long the ESPN's thing is going to be on for. We don't get ESPN in England, so I don't know how it works in America in terms of buying pay-per-view, because we're getting it on Netflix in the UK. I don't know how it's going to work, but I'm assuming it's 3 hours. And the cost of these pay-per-views, PLEs, excuse me, old man. The cost of these PLEs at the minute that I've seen that Americans having to pay for, I've got to be honest, what ESPN are asking people to shell out if there was just 3 matches on the card, I wouldn't be hugely impressed if I was being asked for $50 or $60 and there was 5 matches. I'd want 6 or 7, but maybe that's all we're getting. I mean, WrestlePalooza is literally this time next week. By the way, side quest. Let me have a look. Riyadh Hassan, Steve. You dude, I answered your question. Why did you leave? Oh, Steve, is it? Yeah, I don't know. Not sure why he's left Riyadh, to be honest. I'm not sure, mate. Yeah, that's completely thrown me off, actually. Yeah, so WrestlePalooza basically is next weekend, so I'm guessing that they haven't got enough chance to put another person on the card or another match. But just as a side quest note, I will be covering WrestlePalooza next week. I want to say it starts about 1, maybe 12 o'clock in the morning UK time. Oh yeah, no problem, mate, no problem. Yeah, so I'll be covering that. So I'll be doing the usual. If you've been subscribed for a while, you know what I do with wrestling. So it's Geek Boy Meta 7381. Obviously, my wrestling playlist is Geek Boy Does Wrestling. And with the usual thing, I'll do shorts for the matches. So all the results, I'll just post out the shorts like I usually do. There might be a vlog, but I'll probably do a live stream at the end of it for WrestlePalooza. So it'll be this time. Next week it'll probably be about 3 o'clock in the morning, something along them lines. I don't know, but yeah, I'll definitely be covering it. I might also be doing AEW All Out, but I'm not sure because there's a lot of stuff going on that Saturday. For a start off, as you guys know, I support these guys. And it's the Merseyside Derby next week as well. Now, I don't know if I mean, God willing, we don't lose to Everton, but if Liverpool was to lose to Everton, I would not exactly be inclined to be watching AEW like literally 2 hours afterwards, because I don't think I would be in the right headspace, to be honest. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. So I might be doing AEW, but I'll definitely be doing WrestlePalooza because we get it on Netflix basically. So yeah, that stream will be about 3:30 in the morning, 3 o'clock, something along those lines. I'll let you guys know anyway. Anyway, I just wanted to finish with a couple of things. Well, first things first. So the next week or so, if you look on my channel, my next live streams, it's got the buzz all upcoming events. So I'll be doing a live stream for the Liverpool and Burnley game. So I'll be doing a reaction to that. That might be on Monday. It depends if we've won. And I've enjoyed myself on the day. I'll just leave it at that. I'll be doing Monday Night Raw live stream directly after it's finished, so that'll be 3:30 on Tuesday morning. Then I'll be reacting to AEW Dynamite, which is usually on a Thursday at around 9 o'clock UK time, and then I'll be doing the Smackdown show on the Saturday, which is interesting actually because that's the same day as WrestlePalooza. I didn't think of that. Leave that one with me. It might just have to be a WrestlePalooza one, or I'll see if I can do SmackDown a little bit earlier that night, if I can get various family members back so that I can go do a live stream. But yeah, leave that one with us. Either way, it'll either be a SmackDown or a WrestlePalooza live thing. So yeah, that's what's coming up the next week or so. I've also, if you're a comic book nerd, I've just done trailer reaction breakdown and reaction to the Avengers, not trailer, but like those images that they had at the China Shanghai merchandise convention thing. If you don't know about that, basically you're a comic book fan, they had a load of images of Doctor Doom and like character banners for the Avengers and X-Men and Fantastic Four and all that business. So I've done like a trailer breakdown kind of thing of it, of what I think is going to happen, and I've done a couple of shorts for that as well. So that went on tonight, I think, about 8 o'clock. So that should be up. If you want to check that out, you can do. And like I said, all my other stuff, basically on Geek Boy Meta 7381. So I have Geek Boy Meta does Pride, Geek Boy Meta does Horror, Geek Boy Meta does Liverpool FC, Geek Boy Meta does Football, Geek Boy Meta does Wrestling, which is the thing we're obviously watching now, and Geek Boy Meta does Toy Hunts, because I'm also a massive toy nerd as well, as some of you might see on my live streams. I love collecting toys and collectibles and stuff. I'm a huge marketing geek for that. So yeah, all that cool stuff's on there. On Geek Boy Does Wrestling, I've also got my when I've been to I've got a load of footage from let's try that again. I've got a load of footage from AEW Forbidden Door because I was there last month at the O2, and I've also got a load of footage from WWE Leeds, and obviously I've been to all three AEW shows in London, so that's all on the channel. And last year I was also at WWE Sheffield, so that's on the wrestling playlist as well. I've also been to UK Pro Rev, that should be on there as well. So there's loads, if you like your wrestling, there's loads and loads of stuff on my channel, and there's loads of toys and analysis and this, that, and the other. I think I've got lots of ridiculous, like 500-600 videos, but basically it's all under Geek Boy Does Wrestling. So the rest of it, if you just like the wrestling, it's under Geek Boy Meta Does Wrestling. Cool, nice one. Anyway, just quickly before I go, that was everything that I thought about with SmackDown, basically. I just wanted to speak to, and I'm going to be so careful in this day and age how I talk about this. I just want to talk very briefly about the WrestleMania announcement. So, we found out yesterday in the UK at around 7 o'clock at night that there had been an announcement from Riyadh with Triple H, Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker and various Saudi Arabian government officials that Saudi Arabia is going to be hosting WrestleMania. So not this year, WrestleMania, whatever it would be, 43 in 2027. So next year's is still in Vegas, and then the one next year for Saudi Arabia. Obviously, we don't know what's going on with 2028 because it's far too early. Now I've had a chance to think about it. I think it was an you know the word I'm trying to say. I've never been able to pronounce that. Inevitable, basically, that WWE and Saudi would do a WrestleMania. There was no way the Saudis were ever going to pump in all that money to WWE and just go, oh yeah, cool, we'll have a house show or two and we'll have a random night of champions. They would have known about this from the start, and it's just been a case of getting people used to how the Saudis do wrestling and getting more excited about the shows. And I think people are a bit more, oh, how do we say this? A bit more accepting of it being in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, basically. And yeah, it was always going to happen. I mean, we've already got the Royal Rumble in Saudi, so it's going to be in Riyadh again. Yeah, 2026 Royal Rumble, so it's actually going to be in Riyadh. And then, like I said, WrestleMania is in Vegas. There has been talks about WWE maybe branching out the WrestleManias and maybe doing 2 or 3 of them, like per year. I don't want that at all. I want them to keep it. To be honest, I used to love just the one night of WrestleMania. I get we see a lot more matches, but back in the day, this is years and years and years ago, there was one WrestleMania I once watched. You're talking, this is 20, 25 years ago, where at UK time it started at 9:30 at night and it hadn't finished until you're talking 4:30 in the morning the next day. It literally went on for hours. When I mean hours, God knows which one it was. I think it was like WrestleMania 20 or 19 or something like that. But literally, it was on for about 7 or 8 hours, and in that time, it was something ridiculous, like about 17 matches. And back in the day, about 20, 15 years ago, you used to have like cards where there was like 10, 12, and obviously now obviously they split the matches into 2 different days so they can maximise the profits, which is fair enough. I still think the tickets are outrageously priced, but yeah, it's up to TKO and WWE. What this means in terms of people's travel plans for the WrestleMania in Saudi, I don't know. I mean, obviously, you would imagine it's going to be more for the local people. But I did hear something the other day that quite a few of the tickets were, well, basically the Saudis gave a boatload of money to WWE, and then quite a few of them, I don't know if this is true, but quite a few of them are given out for free or something like that. And I was like, that can't be right, surely. But yeah, I was speaking to someone the other day, and apparently there's a percentage of them get given out for free. What I want to know is if you're wanting to, because there will still be a lot of European interest and people from all over the world who want to go to WrestleMania, regardless if it's in Saudi or not. So how how does the ticketing situation work? I mean, presumably it's the same way as I don't know, European who wants to go to America to go and see it. I mean, I'm assuming the Saudis would offer packages and stuff. I don't know, to be completely honest, but I suppose it's I'm not very English, as most people know. I am English, but I'm not the most English Englishman that you'll ever see. But there are times when my Englishness does show through a little bit. And if I'm being completely selfish, and look, the Saudi discussion outside of wrestling is what it is. That's up for people to decide, and people have to make their own opinions and own judgments. I don't talk about that sort of stuff on the channel as much as I can do. If you want to know my opinions in real life, please follow me on social media. You can probably guess. So I don't discuss that sort of thing here because people are here to have fun and stuff. However, with my English head on, I've got to be honest, I was very disappointed that Wembley Stadium wasn't chosen. I'm not going to throw my toys out of the pram and be all English and say, how dare you, we've supported the Americans for years, we should be first in line, because I'm not that arrogant. I just think, in terms of the opportunity you get given in London, and obviously I know that the Saudi deal will be worth billions to WWE. However, if you timed a WWE European tour with a week's worth of prep going into WrestleMania, having 2 days in WrestleMania in London, and then having the Raw after WrestleMania in London, or maybe moving it to somewhere like Glasgow or somewhere like that. I mean, you could be talking basically because WWE's European tours are usually like 2 weeks or whatever. If you combine that with, say, a week worth of all the WrestleMania events, bearing in mind how much the Americans as well love coming over to London, and bloody, I mean, to all the Americans watching this, um, like you guys in London, seriously, there was more Americans there than there were English people at one point. But I know how much the Americans love London, so um, you would get you would literally get thousands of Americans coming over to have just have WrestleMania week in London. You get people from Paris, Germany, all over. You've got basically the continent of Europe who'll be pouring into England. You would probably have people staying over just for the house shows, for the events, who probably leave before WrestleMania just to be in London for the WrestleMania week. You have got in this country, bare minimum, even though people, it's still like a dirty secret, you've got, in terms of pro wrestling fans in England, I wouldn't be surprised if it's anywhere between, it must now be between 5 to 10 million. Maybe not 10, but 5 to 7 million, maybe 8 million people. There are that many people. I mean, it's so mainstream now, WWE. I mean, literally back in the day, it used to be a dirty secret, and now there's loads and loads of people that watch it. So my point is, if you'd held it in London, I mean, I understand WWE are going to make billions off this deal with Saudi, but I mean the amount of money that they could have made by holding a week long WrestleMania. You have your Raw, you have your SmackDown, you have your NXT, you have the Raw after WrestleMania. You've got both nights of WrestleMania. You have a few independent shows. You have them work with RevPro. You have them work with Progress, IWC. Yeah, there's also, I mean, the point is, for the amount of people that would come from Europe, I mean, you are talking billions and billions potentially of pounds there. Um, Billions, maybe not billions and billions, but you get what I mean. I just, I mean, to be honest, Paris has a case now as well in France. I mean, the French reaction to WWE has been amazing. I mean, I know it's been really good in Italy as well. I mean, the Bologna one was really good, but like the French are nuts for that sort of thing as well. Yeah, I guess what I'm saying is I think London should have got it first. If you were gonna, I mean, and you probably got the Canadians as well going, like, dude, seriously, we're literally over there. You know what I mean? Like, when are we getting a WrestleMania? I mean, I know Canada does have like maybe, what is it, 2 or 3 that they've had now? They had the one in Toronto. Did they have another one in Toronto where Edge watched Hogan when he was a kid? I don't know, but I think Canada have had like maybe 2, if not 3. Um, I I am biased, obviously, because I would just like to see it in my own country, but I really think London should have been next. The question is now, if it's just once a year, what are WWE going to do with wrestling for WrestleMania after Saudi? Because if I'm an American and then I get told the next year, oh, by the way, we're having it in Paris, France, or whatever, I'd be like, right, so I'm not seeing WrestleMania in my own country for 3 years. What is that all about? I'm just wondering, maybe the plan is with WWE, maybe they do split WrestleMania. So you have WrestleMania Europe every 2 years, you have WrestleMania Middle East, you have WrestleMania UK or whatever it is. I honestly I don't know, but I think that's probably the way it's headed. So maybe we get a mini WrestleMania over here, and the full WrestleMania is going to be in America. Who knows? I don't know, but I wouldn't rule anything out at this point. But yeah, I am. I'd be lying if I wasn't a bit disappointed that WrestleMania wasn't in London. But look, it's just my opinion. It is what it is, and we've got to go from there basically. Yeah, cool. Nice one. Right, guys. Well, thank you for everyone that's watched and everyone that's contributed. Thank you for all the milk questions and all that business. That was cool. Um, yeah, and I hope that Riyadh and Steve can reconnect at some point. If you're watching this on YouTube podcast or listen to it, this won't make any sense whatsoever. But if you watch it on video, you'll probably get it. Cool. Right. I'm going to upload this now. This is going to be probably uploaded by tomorrow afternoon, I would imagine, depending on how quickly YouTube, God, I wish, YouTube can process the video. So yeah, it'll be available to watch as an actual video, hopefully around this time tomorrow. Like I said, again, shout out to everyone who watched Hard Light last night and Night of Dark Electronica. It's really good for everyone to tune in. That's the thing. I nearly forgot that then. Right, so a special announcement on the channel. Right, anyone who did tune in to Hard Light will be pleased to know, and I haven't got any details as of yet, but I will be live streaming the event again on December the 12th. So it's going to be at the Fox and Newt pub. Like I said, Burley Road, Leeds, if you know Leeds. If you don't, it's just outside the city centre. You can get tickets. I'll put more details in when I know them. But yeah, I'll be live streaming the whole event again. I'd imagine it's going to be 8 to 11. Yeah, but there'll be more details in the coming months. But that's on the 12th of December. I've already put it on like my live streams coming up. But yeah, just keep an eye out for it basically. But I'm going to be live streaming like basically a whole music gig, including one of my very best friends who will be on it, as well as the best friend who organised it. So yeah, there you go. There's something for you to think about. But yeah, no, genuinely thanks for everyone that watched the live stream. It was very much appreciated. I think we're up to about 300 views or something like that, and there were quite a few people that were watching it online all at the same time. So that was really cool. Yeah, so thank you everyone for that. That was awesome. Like I said, I will be back on tomorrow night, hopefully to react to Liverpool against Burnley. How to put this, if I've over celebrated, shall we say, I will not be doing it on Sunday for various reasons, i.e., getting my channel shut down. So, if not, I'll do it on Monday. If I do it on Monday, it'll be about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but I'll let you guys know. Like I said, I'll be doing Monday Night Raw live reaction 3:30 on Tuesday morning. AEW Dynamite will be on Thursday morning about 9. And like I said, I'm not sure how it's going to work with this show next week because I'll be gearing up to watch WrestlePalooza and I'll have to get everything ready and stuff because I believe it or not, I actually do research for this. Yes, I'll be getting ready to watch that. So there might not be a Smackdown late night review next week, but there'll definitely be a WrestlePalooza one. In fact, I'll probably just combine the WrestlePalooza with the Smackdown. Is probably what will happen. If I do that, WrestlePalooza finishes probably about 3 in the morning. So basically I'll be back for WrestlePalooza live reaction for about 3 o'clock in the morning, early hours of next Sunday. I may even do the whole thing live, as in do a watch along, but the last time I did a watch along was a bit of a complete disaster, but I do need to do them at some point. So yeah, you never know, it might be a watch along, but I'll let you guys know at some point. Cool, nice one. Thanks for the advice from the young gentleman. I'm off to shave my beard to make myself look younger now. And no, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah. Just thanks everyone for watching, and I will see you all. When am I going to see you again? Yeah. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow night, and if not, I'll see you sort of Monday afternoon for Liverpool Burnley. Let's hope the Reds don't lose. That would be really, really helpful if you could not lose, Reds. Anyway. Have a great Saturday night, everyone. Great week, and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.